everyone, my name is Trevor, and I'm here to announce my new channel. We're going to do Mando Deck Tech. We're going to be looking at different decks for Star Wars Unlimited, as well as we're going to show some gameplay and also do a lot of tournament reports and kind of keep up with the meta. So the first deck that I want to kind of launch the channel with today is going to be Tarkin Space. Now, this is not a deck I originally came up with like everybody else. We're kind of looking at everybody else's ideas and kind of, trying to brew and kind of figure out what we're going to do now that set 2 is here. But since I saw this deck out on the interwebs, I loved it. And I've been playing a ton of Tarkin Space. I've probably put 50, 60 games in with it on Carabast. I've been playing it in locals. In fact, this week, I took it and went undefeated with it. Ran into a couple of Ray decks and beat Iden Blue with it as well, beat a hard control deck. And after playing it and getting a lot of different variations of the deck, I feel now is the time to kind of bring it and say, hey, this is where I've got the deck. I'm encouraging everyone, take it, play with it. Please let me know what you think. Because I really believe that is it a top tier deck? Probably not yet, but it's close and it's got some teeth, which I'm going to try to show you guys today. All right. So the first thing we want to take a look at is Grand Moff Tarkin. He is a leader. I honestly didn't even remember what he did because I don't think if anyone played him in set 1. I never really saw him, but basically we're going to be using his ability to kind of tap and then give Imperial's units experience tokens. So that's kind of the whole idea behind him. So this is the deck list. I'm going to go over it kind of all the way through, but this is kind of get a general idea. You can screenshot it. I'll put a link down below if you want to grab it off of Star Wars Hub. But this is the deck. All right. So with that, let's kind of talk through some of the decisions here. Okay. So first, we're going to look at the core of the deck. So the core of the deck is going to be lurking TIE Phantom. He is an absolute menace. You can go all in with him. You can also the threat of him also can make your opponent kind of make some misplays. The fact that he can't be captured or damaged or defeated, like he can't be super laser blasted, he can't be vanquished, he can't be no takedowns. There's so much blue removal he dodges, overwhelming barrage, he laughs at it. The issue is he's a 2/2, so you have to kind of clear the lane for him, because if they don't have an answer for him, he gets out of hand and you win the game. Now, that being said, is this deck an all-in on lurking TIE Phantom? No. But you can, and that is definitely an avenue that I've won a lot of games with. Now, the other star of the deck is Triple Dark Raid. I think this card is amazing. I completely misjudged it when they first revealed this card. But what this allows you to do is you look at the top 7 cards of your deck. There are a lot of vehicles in here. You're going to take one of those into your hand. It costs 5 less. It comes into play ready, and then you can bring it back at the end of the turn. So the cool thing is that you can get a lot of damage off the top deck with it. I have won and closed out a lot of games by grabbing something kind of big and swinging with it. But the big combo, I think my head's out of the way, is TIE Advanced. If you don't know what he does, when he comes into play, you give 2 experience tokens to another friendly Imperial unit, which is working TIE Phantom. So the idea here is I can use Triple Dark Raid, get TIE Advanced, bring it into play, put the tokens on the Phantom, swing with the TIE Advanced and the Phantom, bring the TIE Advanced back at the end of the turn, and next turn I get to play it again, put more tokens. I can either load up the Phantom, I can put it on Tarkin or someone else, whatever I've got rolling. This is the core of the deck, okay? That being said, you can win without the core, but this is really, really cool stuff. Now, let's go over the first couple of turns, all right? So turn 1, I've got Grand Moff Tarkin up here because chances are you're going to be using his ability on turn 1. The best thing that you can do for most cases is to get TIE LN Fighter. Get him out, 1 cost, 2/1, then use an ability to give him a token. Now you've got a 3/2 on the first turn. It's pretty solid. ISB Agent, I've gone from running 3 of these to none of these. Right now I'm on 2. It just depends on what you're kind of running into, but he is a 1/3. He does have a cool ability when you bring him. He can shoot Greedo in the face. He can ping off shields. Some of those things are really important. But he is what I would call my second best turn 1 play. Like TIE LN is probably my favorite. ISB is probably number 2. And then the other 2 guys here, or I guess Droid and Girl, is, some things that I've changed the deck because I want to try to clear the space lane and kind of see what I've got to deal with. So Viper Probe Droid comes down, is an Imperial. I can buff him later with Tarkin, but I want to see what answers they have in their hands. Are they loaded with space units? Do they have make an opening? Do they, what is it that I'm going to have to kind of work through to kind of, get a clear lane in space. And that's why I'm running 3 Bazines. So Bazine is a card that I absolutely love in this deck. She isn't an Imperial, unfortunately. I wish she was, because she's like a spy. So I wish she was Imperial Underworld. But anyway, so she's a 2 cost 1/3. You can smuggle her out. But the idea here is that you're trying to look into people's hands, see what they have. If it's an issue, get rid of it. But there have been a lot of times where I don't see an issue in their hand and I don't make them. It is a May. So this is to get Make of Opening, Luke Skywalker, Traitorous, things of that nature. Get it out of here. I would say the number one thing I'm looking for is Traitorous. That card's gotta go. So that's why I like Bazines. That's your turn 1. I do have the Outland TIE Vanguard, who's, I just realized he's backwards up there. But anyway, so he can be played on turn 1. Not a guy I'd play on turn 1 though, unless I absolutely had to. So that's why he's kind of off to the side. Alright, turn 2. This is where we have to decide which way we're going to go. Now, a lot of times, 7th Fleet Defender is my top guy I want to put out there, because he can kind of help clear the way for the other space units. So, love 7th Fleet Defender. If I've got the TIE Fighter already out, maybe I've cleared the lane, maybe my opponent's already played their turn 2 play and the space lane is open, I'll slam Lurking TIE Phantom down and go to work. The other guy I can put down is maybe a Phase 3 Dark Trooper. I can put him down as well. I like him on the second turn as well, if you're trying to slow down the ground while you're working on space. So these are like my turn 2 plays. Though a lot of times I can also go back and play a turn 1 guy, put a counter on it, something like that, like a Viper Probe droid. Alright, so now let's go back to the deck. So as we go back to the deck, those are the first couple of turns. Let's talk about the rest of the deck. Swoop Down is an amazing card for a space-heavy deck. It allows me to go down and take care of things on the ground. A lot of times I'm clearing just things that are just pesky on the ground. Now, I have won some games because it does give the ship Saboteur, and then you can attack ground units. It doesn't say that you have to. So there have been times where, my opponent puts a giant Sentinel in space, and there have been times where I'm able to put Swoop Down on and then get past the Sentinel and then just blow up their base. So there's a lot of cool things you can do with Swoop Down. Now, after that, we're talking Waylay, get rid of things that are bothersome. That's kind of an easy add-on. Surprise Strike, Snowtrooper Lieutenant, those are guys that kind of give you that extra reach. Other than that, Frozen and Carbonite has been an absolute slam dunk hero in this deck. That card is so much better than I ever thought it would be. There are so many things that I just want to lock down. Sometimes they drop something really big. I can just push it off the side so I don't worry about it. Even if they take the time to deal with Frozen and Carbonite, it buys me enough time. I can generally win in space. Other than that, you've got Overwhelming Barrage. Fantastic card. And then the Triple Dark Raid, I've got some big guys in here that we can go and get, particularly the ATST, and then Reinforcement Walker kind of gives me a little bit of staying power to kind of keep the game going a little bit longer if I have to, in case I've run into like some heavy space resistance. Now, the Gladiator Star Destroyer is a 2-of in here. I could very easily be talked into changing that card out. It is a card that I resource a lot, and that's generally a sign that maybe it shouldn't go in the deck. However, there have been times that he's won me games by giving something Sentinel on the ground that helps me kind of, get through what I needed to. So I need a big space unit. I don't know if that's the one, but that's what I'm running right now. So I'm open to ideas. So that's where the main deck is now. Sideboard, of course, is a working. We're kind of working through the sideboard. So I've got 2 Confiscates in here, mainly for Traitorous. That's probably the thing I'm seeing the most that is an issue. So I've got a couple of those in here. No Good to Me Dead. That card has been in the main deck. It's been in the sideboard. It's been 3. It's been 2. It's been 1. Right now, in the current iteration, I've got 2 on the board. There's just been so many times when I'm playing this deck, I don't need to slow down to play it, and a lot of times it ends up in my resource row. Scanning Officer was a card that I had main, and I've had it in the board. I've gone back and forth. Currently, I have it in the board. I think it's really strong with certain matchups. There are some really funny plays you can do with it to completely shut down someone's turn 1 by getting a smuggle card out of the way. There's a surprising number of decks out there that are playing smuggle cards. So Scanning Officer, could go back in the main deck, just depending on what we're seeing. Imperial Royal Guard, a couple of, like I said, hey, we'll grab a couple of these in case we're running into a whole lot of Sabine aggro, something like that. And then Traitorous is kind of there for the mirror matchup. So that's the deck. I've had a lot of fun with it, but now it's time to show you what I think and put it into play. So now let's go over to Carabas and let's play a couple games with it. Alright, so we're going to be playing some GI versus Tarkin Space. Let's see how this matchup goes. This should be fun. I don't think I need the Reinforcement Walker. And I think the ATST is, I think he's going to come out pretty quick. So let's see. Let's see how this works here. Alright, so we got our favorite first turn drop, the TIE LN. And then he's going to use his ability to untap him. Perfect. We're going to go ahead and gain an experience on TIE LN. So it's a little bit of a damage race here in the beginning. That waylay could be really good. Surprise Strike, another TIE LN. I like the fact that we could play TIE, Swoop Down, and Token this turn. Slow play and see what else he does to this guy. Let's just throw out the TIE. I'd like to see him throw a saber on it or something. Let's just see if we can get him to commit to that play. Right now, I think I just want to go ahead and gain experience, and we're going to race him a little bit. Power of the Dark Side. Perfect. Perfect. That little TIE saved me. I'm going to bring out some Thunder here. We could ISB Agent and Waylay. I'm not crazy about that play. I do like the Snow Trooper. Go ahead and get 6 in. So I think right now we're talking about no ISB. I like the position right now. Damage race is looking pretty strong. Let's go ahead and put the token on him. Toro, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Here we go. Swing for 7. And now we're going to claim. Almost half dead. But he's got a whole lot of damage about to start coming out. This game's going to be so fast. Ooh, Frozen Carbonite. That's going to be a good play. But that will not be a good play on Toro. Let's see. What are we going to resource here? I don't need double swoop downs. My problem is I have an eggs in one basket kind of situation happening right now with the TIE LN. We're going to slow down for just a second. Let's go ahead and take out Toro. I've seen what Toro can do if you can buff him, tap him, untap him. There's a lot of craziness. I'm also afraid that he's just going to, use a takedown or something, bring down the TIE Fighter. So I want to get a little bit of value out of the fact that he's so buffed up. Alright, let's go ahead and get rid of that. Still kind of holding back. We want to see what he does first before we start going crazy. Django. Let's go hyper aggressive. Let's go ahead and deploy him. Give him an action, see what he does. We're going to buff up Tarkin. I know it's a space deck, but you can also run some security complex. Totally fine. Oh man, God, it's like begging me to waylay that guy at this point. We're going to build up the team here. He's probably going to claim here. So one thing that I do, sometimes you get a giant lurking phantom. He's a guild target. Oh man, he's going to make that Django kill him. That's fine. We're going to make him. Spend your time going after Tarkin, because I got the fleet in the air. Totally fine with that action. Alright, and we're going to pass. Still no lurking TIE. It's fine. I was kind of hoping to get a overwhelming barrage here, but didn't get it. Choose a card or resource. Man. I think we're going to win with the tricks. I don't think the gladiator's going to matter much here. Could be wrong. Could be a misplay. Here comes through the base. Okay. I really like Frozen. Well, hang on a second. Frozen Carbon's not good because he can just ready it. So let's just waylay Django. I just realized that Frozen Carbonite not that good in this matchup. Probably should have resourced that a long time ago. Not a matchup I've played a lot with GI. I actually did play this locally against Ray, so I'm familiar with GI, but not with the space matchup. Rivals Fall. He rivals, ladies and gentlemen. We just had a Rivals Fall hit, a tie LN. How amazing is that? All right, so we know he's spent out. We know GI is about to come out and do his thing. We can go ahead and safely bring Tarkin to town. Give him a token. This is looking really solid for us. Here comes the Grand Inquisitor. Because I could just freeze that guy right now. It would be the funniest thing on the planet. Let's just go ahead and do that because it's so funny. He's trying to get damage on me as fast as possible. He's thinking if he can get 6 damage on Tarkin, he can kill that guy. He can collect his bounty. We're just going to kind of... There we go. Now the tie comes in. He's 1 damage shy. We're 1 point away. Here comes the Inquisitor. Now we claim and win. Let's go with... pass and swing for the win. Okay, maybe Frozen Carbonite would definitely be sided out against a Grand Inquisitor because we're Space Tech. Let's win that way. All right, so it was an interesting game. It definitely kind of threw me for a loop because I haven't played this matchup, but I think spreading out the tokens was pretty fun. So let's fire up another one. All right, this is going to be a really interesting matchup. We've got Vader Green. Would you like to take a mulligan? Let's see. I've got a pretty decent draw, so I'm going to say no. Now, I will tell you, this is a deck I kind of go 50-50 against. I've had some good wins. I've also had some tough losses. So let's see how this goes. I know Reinforcement Walker is going to go away. I kind of feel that getting that Lurking Tie out and buffing him up early is going to be good. So let's just totally not even worry about ground. We're going to race him. I know that I've got to win this game in the early stages because once this deck gets going, he goes a lot taller than I do. The games that I've lost are the ones that I couldn't close out pretty early. It's going to be a race. Okay, we'll see. You got Tile in out. It's a good start. ISB agent, get out of here. We're not pinging anything today. Open fire. Okay, he spent his entire turn for that. I mean, his Lurking Tie Phantom is open. We have to think about things that we're worried about right now for him, and that's going to be traitorous. So what we really want to see right now is a Bazine. I don't want to go crazy ham on Lurking Tie in the beginning until I think I can clear him up. We're going to make him kill my guy, but that's good. He got the Tie Silencer out. We're going to go ahead and bring out Lurking. He takes the shield off, and we're going to ping, give him an experience token, and say pass. I'm telling you this, if he doesn't kill Lurking Tie right now, then we're gonna have some fun. I can't imagine he wouldn't. Unless he's going to try to, overwhelming barrage, kill the defender, and then the swing with it. That's what he's going to do. Okay. Alright. Well, he left it open for me to freeze him in Carbonite. I understand the play. I think it was a good play for him, but he definitely should have gotten the Lurking Tie while he could. So Frozen and Carbonite coming in handy. Alright. Ooh, God, we got Triple Dark Raid. Ooh, yeah. This can get really fun really fast. Okay, fair. Let's go ahead and get a little damage in. We're going all in on Lurking Tie. And we're hoping we can kill him extremely fast. Let's see. Let's go ahead and bring out Triple Dark. Oof. That's 5. Go ahead. Let's go ahead and just get another one out there. I probably could have snuck a little bit of extra damage the other way. But, and like that, I've got 27 damage. Concede. That's a fast win. Now, he didn't have Traitorous. Maybe he's playing him in the board. Like I said, that's why we're playing Vizine. He gets Traitorous there. The game is totally different. But I had a really strong opening, and I did have the Waylay and some fun stuff going on with that. So, good quick game. So now you've kind of seen one game that kind of went a little bit longer with the Grand Inquisitor, and now we've seen a game where it can go off. And you kind of see Triple Dark Raid. You can kind of see how the tokens spread out. So, play some games, send me some messages, see what you think about the deck, and then please let me know. And if you like this kind of stuff, like, subscribe, and let's keep making more decks. Until next time, thanks a lot, man.